أعزائنا المشاهدين، بنحب نرحب بكم مرة تانية في حلقة جديدة من برنامجكم علاجك في بيتك. ونحب نرحب بدكتور جويس معنا هنا في الاستوديو. أهلا وسهلا بيكي. النهاردة حابين نتكلم عن حاجة بتهم الناس كلها، فحابين حضرتك تعرفينا إيه اللي هناخده النهاردة معلومات الصحية.
Today we're going to talk about exercises for pain because many people have pain. And many times movement and stretching can actually make that pain go away.
ممتاز. عايزين نتعلم ازاي هنعمل ده.
The stretches, let's explain how to do the stretching and why. Our muscles, when there's an injury, or even when we've been in the same position for a long time, they shorten their length. And then we feel the pain when we're trying to move out of that position. So the stretches that we want to do are gentle and help to lengthen those muscles back to their original length. Our muscles are very protective, and that's why they shorten when there's an injury, because it's like, oh, protect, don't let them move because there's an injury. But then after a while, they're supposed to readjust themselves to the normal length, but sometimes they don't. And sometimes we guard our pain and don't move, and so they can't go back to their normal length. Our muscles have something when we stretch them that's also protective, because our muscles don't allow us to stretch too far. And so the kind of stretching we do needs to be gentle and just for 2 seconds. The old way of stretching is to stretch for 15 seconds, 30 seconds until our muscles get exhausted and they just collapse. But that doesn't really work as well for lengthening our muscles as the other stretch. So we stretch to the point where we feel a stretch, and then a little bit farther for 2 seconds only. And while we're doing that, we need to be breathing. Breathing in, making the movement, stretching as we breathe out. And that helps relax the muscle too. Just for 2 seconds, and then we come back to our original position, stretch again, and we'll find that as we do that to the muscle, little by little, that muscle will lengthen and lengthen and lengthen. So that's the process that we want to go through for the stretching.
يبدو الموضوع انه هو سهل ومش صعب انه نعمله في البيت، ونعمله احنا في اي مكان كمان، حتى نساعد نفسنا انه نرتاح من ألم موجود في جسمنا، ونقدر نمارس ده بسهولة.
It's very easy, and as long as we remember to breathe and to relax our muscles as we stretch, and only hold them for 2 seconds, not too long, but at least 2 seconds, okay? So I like to, because 2 seconds is slower than you think. It's not 1, 2. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about 2 seconds. So for some people to count to 4 is an easier way to have the idea of the span of 2 seconds.
ممتاز. وده الحلو في برنامجنا، انه احنا بنتعلم فيه انه ازاي نعمل علاجات بسيطة وممكن نقدر نمارسها لنفسنا في البيت، ونقدر نتعلم ونعلم آخرين كمان ازاي ممكن يحافظوا على الأداء الوظيفي لجسمهم بطريقة سهلة، وانه ازاي يقدروا يعملوا لنفسهم إطالة لعضلاتهم ويريحوا أجسامهم من الألم ممكن. ممتاز. طيب عايزين نعرف أسئلة، عايزين نسأل حضرتك أكتر عن الموضوع. إمتى ممكن نحتاج للإطالة؟
It's not only after an injury, right? It's perhaps before we do some sports event or running, or
صحيح.
if we start out slowly in those, like if we're going to take a walk, we start out slowly, and then as we go and warm up, then we can walk faster. But if we're, you know, these football players and these professional sports people, they always are careful to make sure they have stretches before they start their game. But not a cold muscle. They have to warm up and then stretch their muscles to be ready for their game or their event. So we need to do the same, because that if we just start out very strong with our exercise, we can actually injure our muscles, and because they hurt, then we don't want to go out and exercise anymore. And so shwaya shwaya is really the name of the game, little by little.
ممتاز. طيب حابين نشوف ده بشكل عملي، وقبل ما نشوف الجزء العملي حابين نسأل حضرتك ايه الإعدادات اللي لازم نكون عاملينها غير انه الجسم يكون دافي او العضلات تكون دافية؟
I'm not sure people understand that strengthening and stretching are two different things. So I think that we need to clarify that. Many times when there's an injury, people say, oh, I have to strengthen my muscles so I don't get injury. But what I like to suggest they do is first get the muscles back to their normal length, and then work on the strengthening of the muscles. So there's a place for both of those, but if you have an injury or if you have pain because the muscle is shortened, it's really the best thing to do to first stretch that muscle back to its normal length, and then you're going to work on the strengthening.
تمام.
So we're going to start with the neck and the shoulders, and so we want to just do what we always do and have a little prayer to ask God to be with this treatment and to bless you and to bless the treatment. So gracious God, again, we thank you for the possibility of using simple remedies to decrease pain and to increase our motion. And so we ask that you be with Naveen during this treatment and be with me. Help me to be a blessing to her. These things we ask in your holy name. Amen. So first, Naveen, we're going to work on your neck. Now first we're going to assess what your range of motion is. So first I just want you to put your chin down on your chest, like that. Any restriction? You feel any pain with that? Good. Okay, bring your head back up. And now we're going to have you turn all the way to your left, as far as you can. Okay, a little bit of restriction, and to your right. That's a little easier for you, isn't it? Yeah. And then looking straight ahead, as if you're going to put your ear on your shoulder. So bend that way. You feel any pain there?
Here.
Yeah. Okay, a bit of a stretch. Okay, and to the other side. Good. Any pain on that side? No. Okay. Most people have one side that's a little more restricted than others. And then this is considered 90 degrees, so we want you to turn to 45. You can turn this way first, 45 degrees. And first we're going to have you bring your head toward the back. And that's stretching this muscle right here. Any restriction with that? Okay. Let's try the other side, 45 degrees. 45, not quite that much. That's better. And then back. How's that feel? Okay?
Fine.
All right. Now we're going to do the same angles, but we're going to go forward this time because we're going to stretch this one that raises your shoulder. Okay? So, there. Any pain with that? Oh, good. And there. So Naveen, you're in pretty good shape.
Thank you.
But many times, people in our audience are going to have restrictions and pain when they do these motions. So we want to show them some simple exercises they can do with their neck that can relieve these pain. And many times our pain happens because we're not moving. So this helps us to move. Now I have to say that if a person has gone to a doctor and the doctor says you have a bulging disc or you have a neck problem, you always want to check with that doctor before you do these exercises. Now you can try the exercises, but if you feel a stretch, that's fine. If you feel pain or numbness or tingling sensation, that's when you want to make sure you check with your doctor before you continue those exercises, okay? Just want your audience to understand that. So let's start with how we do these exercises. We mentioned that at the first part, that we're going to breathe while we're doing all these, okay? So the first one we're going to do is the chin down again, but we're going to have you breathe and then put your head down. I'm going to bring it back up. Good. So we would do 5 of those, okay?
Okay.
but we're going through all the exercises first. So to the left, breathe in and breathe out. This is going to be just normal breathing, doesn't have to be deep. 2 seconds and back up. Now, you're helping me, but you don't have to. I just want you to know that if you stretch the muscle, sorry, am I messing up your hair?
Oh, I mean,
Not that much, just a little bit to the right. So, because you're stretching these muscles back here, and then later we'll stretch those other ones. So breathe in, and a little bit to the right. Same time, and I want to bring your head back because I want you to relax those muscles. Now, when you're doing it yourself, you will breathe in, you'll make the motion down, and as you're there, you give yourself just a little bit more of a stretch while you're breathing out, and then you push your head back up yourself, okay?
Come on.
So now we're going to do the side-to-side one where you put your ear to your shoulder. So breathe in and breathe out. 2 seconds, back up. Now the other side, breathe in and out. Now that's a little more restrictive. I can feel it. Okay? Now remember, you would start with maybe 5 repetitions and work up to 10, or if that's too much for people, they can start with 2 and then work up. It's just little by little, stretching a little more each time. So now we want to do the one where you turn all the way, as if you were looking at the back wall without moving your shoulder. Now if you do this while you're lying down, it helps keep your shoulders in place. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. Ooh, you know, this was better this time than the first time, I think. That's good. You're loosening up. So now we're going to do the 45-degree angle. 45, and let's go forward first. So breathe in and out. Back up. You would do 5 of those. Breathe in, breathe out, and you would do another 5 of those. Now we're going to use the same angle, but instead of going forward, this time we're going to go toward the back. So inhale, exhale. Now I tell people if they feel a pain here while they're going back, is to pull their arm down as much as they can, like use the chair and just pull that shoulder down as far as you can when you make that move, and that really helps. So let's do that one again. Inhale, exhale. Good, 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 good. And then we would do 5 of those, and then this time 45 degrees to the back. Pulling that shoulder down. Excellent. Okay. Now, I would like you to do it yourself, using your hand to bring your head down. So you breathe in, make the movement, and then push your hand back up, your head back up with your hand. Okay? And back up. So that was the side-to-side one, right? Okay. So let's do the chin down to the chest one. So make the movement. And put your hand back here. Here. Put your hand here. Okay. So breathe in. And breathe out as you go down. And as you go down, give yourself a little push. And then use your hand to bring your head back up. Perfect, perfect. And a little bit to the left, just a little bit. Breathe in, make the movement, breathe out, push it back up. Excellent. A little bit to the right, not too far, not too far. That's good. Inhale. Exhale as you push down. Push your hand back up. Good. All right. And then for turning your head to the side, just go ahead and, bring your chin over, and then bring it back. Excellent. Okay, and then for the 45-degree angle one, so bring your right hand over here. Good, so breathe in. Good, and push your head back up. The reason why we want you to push your head back up yourself is that you don't want to use those muscles that you've just relaxed. You want to keep it relaxed so that the next time it'll go a little farther of a stretch and a little farther of a stretch. Okay? So the other side, so use your left hand. Inhale, exhale, push your head back up. Excellent. Okay, now we do the same angles, but this time you're going to put your head to the back. Excellent. 45 degrees. Good. So, let's see. That's not quite the angle we want. Maybe this arm when you're going. Yes.
Easier.
Yes. Inhale. Back. That's better. And then push back up. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Okay, how's your neck feel? I want you to check it out. Back and forth, up and down, side to side.
دلوقتي بيكون فيها إمكانية تروح أبعد من الأول كمان.
That's what we usually find. So, and we only did one. Well, maybe two because I helped you with one and you did the other one yourself. So I think people will feel a lot of benefit for that. Now that's for a lot of neck pain. A lot of times you wake up in the morning with a stiff neck, and just going through these motions really helps get that neck back to normal. Okay? Now for the shoulder, we're going to be talking about shoulder. We're going to be talking later about arm and hand because it's all related. We want to start with the neck, work to the shoulder, and then another program will work with the arm. So what can you do for shoulder pain? So first we do an assessment. So we find out how is it when they raise their arm like this? Is there pain with that? Okay? And we also want to know if we raise the arm to the beginning, can they bring it all the way up and close to the ear? Now, it's no fair to tilt your head toward your arm. So an ideal thing is to be able to bring it up right next to your ear. But that's not easy for people to do all the time. But that tricep muscle, that here, you feel a pull here, right? Yeah. So many of us don't use that muscle much. You're tall, so you don't have to reach very far for things in the cupboard. Shorter people do. But that's one of the things. We don't use our arm to stretch out our tricep much. So that's a problem for a lot of people, and that can start causing problem with your shoulder. So we want to make sure that gets stretched out into the normal length. Another thing, we're going to ask you to bend your elbow. The elbow should be the same level as your shoulder. And then bring your arm down. This rotates your shoulder in. That's excellent. Many people can't do that. And so wherever the restriction is, that's where they would start stretching. They would breathe in, stretch a little bit, and then come back to where there's no stretchy feeling, okay? Okay, and we'll go all the way up here. That's excellent. Some people can even go a little bit back, but this is really good if you can do it like this, okay? So that's excellent. Now, so say there's restrictions there. You're very good here. So say there's restriction on the shoulder. What exercises can we do? One of them is to bring your shoulder across because we want to stretch this out. So bring your shoulder across and breathe in and out. Another thing is to bring your arms all the way up and then bend one and pull it. Yeah, that's excellent. And then push your head back. That stretches your back a little bit too. Okay, so you can do that on both sides. So other exercises we can do for the shoulder then. I like to tighten my fingers because that activates all your muscles all the way up the arm. And touch your shoulders and then out like that with the palms out and kind of in your way. That's perfect. So do it again. Shoulders and out. And you can do those 5 times. And now shoulders and up. Yeah, shoulders and up. That's another good exercise to do. Especially if you have a restriction in the tricep. So that's excellent.
That's the 5th one.
Okay, good. Good for you. Now, another thing that we can do for our shoulders is to do, especially if they have problems lifting their arm all the way up or all the way down, we can use a broom. If our audience has been wondering why this broom is sitting there. So I just want you to grasp this. And again, I want your elbows at the same level as your shoulders. And then bring that broom up above your head and down. As far down as you can. That's it. Keeping your elbows at the level of your shoulders. Excellent. And back up and down. Perfect. Everybody's got a broom, so everybody can do this exercise at home, and it's very good for the shoulders. Now the last one is I want you to stand, and I want your palms to be together behind you. Very good. And then straighten your arms as much as you can and lift. And try not to bend your shoulders forward as you do this. Lift. You feel those muscles in back being pulled back. That helps the restrictions that are in front. Excellent. Okay, so I want you to sit down and relax now. You've done a very good job, and I hope everyone has found something that they can use to relieve their pain in their neck and their shoulders.
وزي ما شفتوا أعزائنا المشاهدين التمرين كان سهل كتير ونقدر نعمله في البيت وبأدوات بسيطة. إذا ما عندناش أي شيء حتى ممكن بالمكنسة أو بأي عصاية موجودة، بس نقدر نظبط الوضع بتاعنا ونقدر نعمل التمرين بكل سهولة. وحابة أقول لكم قد إيه مريح كتير إنه الرقبة والأكتاف والذراعين نقدر نعمل حتى بعدين أبسط وأطول مساحة ممكنة من الحركات، لأنه بيكون فعلا الإطالة عملت مفعول سريع جدا وفعال. نحب نذكركم بالإيميل اللي موجود قدامكم على الشاشة، تابعونا عليه ونحب نسمع منكم استفساراتكم وآرائكم عن البرنامج. خليكم معنا لحلقة جاية إن شاء الله، ونشوفكم حلقات قادمة.